and using, so are you coiling generally for these if you see a positive bleed? Any other kind of embolic that you're using?
I did use glue years ago. I think it's just so easy to do the coils now.
Yeah.
That I've veered away from it.
Yeah.
I did used to do it before, but I think I'll grab, depending where it is, I'll grab a detachable, and then I'll shove a few cook coils behind it. Just, I hate when they don't occlude immediately.
Yeah. It's so true, right? Especially, sometimes the rubies, because they don't have any fibers, sometimes it doesn't occlude immediately, right? So you're like injecting and you're selectively injecting, you still see it, you're like, is this going to eventually block off or what? And you just throw some kind of fibered coil, whether, the cook ones are nice, but I've been loving detachables. I'm not going to lie. It's so much more control.
Oh, especially for that first coil. It is expensive. Well, that's why I'll put the cook behind him.
Yeah.
And the penumbra rep is like, what are you doing? Put some more, put some more of these in there.
Put some more of those, do you have, have you had any issues using, if you're using a lantern, which is a little bit bigger of a catheter, you have any issues pushing a pushable, or using a typical O&8 coil, like, I don't know, interlock or any other ones?
I'll mostly use the rubies for the detachables, and then the pushables, I'll just inject them.
Oh yeah. There's nothing better than just like,
I love it,
pushing them in. And then why'd you move away from liquid? Why'd you move away from glue?
Why did I move away? I guess it's just, you get I'm scrubbed in, and then I've got to tell the tech what to do. And I get a lot of new techs. Like, there's a lot of turnover, and
interesting. Okay.
I'd have to be training all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's peculiar, right? You have to get everything kind of, D5 and all of this, keep everything clean. And whereas you can just get a coil really quickly. That's a good point.
Yeah. I think if I had, steady techs, we do neuro too. And if the techs were if I always had the neuro tech, I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. I don't know.
Let's do it.
But it's easy. The coils are easy enough with the detachables that I don't worry so much.
Yeah. Yeah. And what about, have you ever used like Onyx or anything like that? I had, we've been trying lava, in our trial, which is basically Onyx. Mm-hmm. But have you tried Onyx?
I haven't.
In these kinds of in GI bleeds.
I haven't for GI bleeds. I've used vascular mouths, but I haven't used it for GI bleeds. That's cool. Yeah. Okay.
It's again, you bring up a good point though. I mean, it takes us training. Yeah. I mean, gotta mix it, draw it, and all that, and it's a lot damn easier to just throw in a coil and be done.
Yeah, it's like open,
especially at night. Speaking of embolizing, then you ever use particles? What about particles?
Is there a case? I'm trying to think of a situation in GI bleed.
I personally don't.
I don't think so.
Sometimes I've used a little gel foam again to get a little occlusion,
I'll do that too.
Just, like a little sandwich, a little gel foam, especially on the GDA thing.
Yeah.
But I haven't used particles, although I've seen some talk about it. But I personally haven't.
Yeah, I've done the gel foam thing, but I haven't done particles in GI bleed.